Good day, happy Wednesday. That's right, coming to you on a Wednesday, which is, par for the course for me, keeping it interesting and fun, on keeping y'all on your toes for this week's Cellar Chats weekly wine flights. It's Chris. I'm in the cellar at Second Glass, and we're talking wine. And this week, we're talking Spanish wine, which is always fun and not always my forte, although I spent a lot of time selling a fair amount of Spanish wine in my previous job. This week we are, as the title, states, chill vibes with Spanish wines. We're keeping it low-key and fun, which is, kind of our typical MO. Starting out with a little Txakolina, which is always a go-to favorite. If you're not drinking Txakolina in the summer, then you are missing out. Following that up with some Brut Rosé Cava from Juvé and Champs. And then moving into a little Priorat from Costa dels Olivers. Fun stuff. Let's get into it. So, who is familiar with Txakolina? No? Nobody? Nobody? Perfect. Not that I could hear you if you were saying it. If you're not familiar with Txakolina, you should be. Really amazing wines. These are made from primarily Undarabi's, Zuri. I almost forgot what the grape variety was. So we're up in the Basque country of Spain. We're in the home of pintos and tapas and all things small, salty, delicious bites. Classically, this is served in a porron, which is that really fancy, kind of looks like an oil lamp / Aladdin lamp / drug pipe looking thing. So it's like a little bulbous and it's got like a spout, and then you hold it up. The whole point of it is you hold it up as high as you can and see how high you can hold it up and drink from the spout, which is super fun. There's some places that have pour-on parties, across the states, and even I think in North Carolina, if you've ever been to, Katie Button out at Karate and Asheville, I think they usually do like a pour-on party, or they do a pour-on at the bar. Anyways, it's super fun. Actually, I think some of the guys here in town over at Mariposa did it at one point. Regardless, that is the classic way to drink it. Txakolina is crisp and dry, it's fresh, citrusy, and it has just like a hint of spritziness to it, which makes total sense with the classic Basque foods of like pintos and tapas, and basically we're talking peppers, cured meats, lots of salted conserva, the tasty things in life. On the nose, crisp, bright, very mineral, a little bit of lemon citrus. Woo! Super punchy, mouth-watering, it's almost like grapefruit citrus to me. And again, you got to think about when this wine is generally consumed. It is this time of the year. It's hot, it's sunny, it's humid. I need something that is going to quench my thirst and refresh me all at the same time. And Txakolina does all those things at once in a very fun, amazing package. Love these. Come out just for this. It's worth the flight just to have this wine. Again, that is Roca Altxerri. This is their Txakolina. They also make a Rosé Txakolina if you ever come across that. It is totally worth it. Really great wine. Yes, give me more of that. Okay, moving into... Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to guess Juvé and Camps, but I'm pretty sure that's not right. But anyways, little Brut Rosé from Cava. Again, Cava is the primary sparkling DO, and in Spain, it's located in the Panedas region, which is basically, we're not far from where we're going to be in Priorat. It's towards the east side of the country. And these wines are made in the same method as champagne. And oftentimes, a lot of drinkers and wine professionals refer to as Cava's poor man champagne, which is, I guess, not entirely wrong. I mean, maybe it's not doing much of a service to Cava, because I think the wines can be absolutely incredible, and they are not, just for people who can't afford champagne. But nonetheless, the moniker does ring true. Great Cava tends to be less expensive than great Champagne, and they're made exactly the same way, using typically the same grape varieties. A lot of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay is grown throughout Cava in the Cavadillo, but you also get a lot of like traditional grape varieties of Spain. For these guys, this is 100% Pinot Noir. I mean, you can see it, kind of raspberry, white raspberry, really pretty. Yeah. Oh, bright, fresh, good amount of bubbles. And it's a nice move, you know. We start with typically I like to start with bubbles, but in this case, we started with the Txakolina, which is just kind of spritzy and really vibrant, like super high acid, very, very fresh. We move into the more intense bubbles, a little softer, still bright and fresh, which I'm, you know, kind of explaining the order in which I put these in. Yeah, I mean, if you like rosé and you like sparkling wines, this is definitely your jam. Again, that is the Juvé and Kemp's Pinot Noir Brut Cava Rosé. All right, moving into Costa dels Olivers. These guys are in Priorat in Catalonia. So again, we're sticking to the like northern and like across the top into the Mediterranean coast here with our Spanish wines this week. This is primarily a Garnacha, a little bit of Carignan, and I think there's a touch of Cabernet here. Very classic, traditional like blend of the Priorat region. I mean, the two primary grapes of Priorat are Garnacha, Grenache, and Carignan. And then you find a host of other things. There's a decent amount of Merlot and Cabernet and some Petit Verdot grown throughout the area. But this bottling is really meant to kind of showcase what I think like is very traditional, reserved, like what you would have if you're hanging out in Spain, you're going to grab a nice little dinner and you want a good red wine and they want to serve you like sort of like their top-end house wine. That's what this is doing. And that may sound like that's a bad thing, but that's actually a really good thing. Like these are the wines they want to drink every day in this region if you're drinking red wine. You know, plenty of good texture, lots of density. You know, we're talking high elevation. We're near the Mediterranean. It's very warm. You know, and in Priorat, you have these really incredible like schist soils. So you have like, it's kind of like slate, but it's not slate. And they always give this like textural element to the wines that I think is so pretty. It's almost like crushed velvet. And this wine has that in droves. Blackberries, a little bit of plumminess. Yeah. Ooh. And then there it is, that grip. That like crushed velvet, a little bit of like meaty pepperiness. Such a fun wine. And still not like, it's not an overtly heavy wine, which is always important to talk about when we're doing red wines in the summertime. I mean, I know there's people out there that love to drink their big, heavy, you know, dense Cabernets and, you know, Amarones and whatever it is that you happen to love that is, you know, maybe on the surface doesn't make sense for hot weather. Hey, do you. But in the grand scheme of things, if you're not sure, you want to lean into something that has a little more freshness and not so much weight on the palate so it doesn't overwhelm you and basically, you know, make you break out in a sweat even if you're not sitting outside. So, again, that is the flight this week. Kicks off tonight. It is Wednesday with, again, all Spain, little Txakolina, moving into a little Cava Brut Rosé, which is just lovely, and rounding out little Priorat, lovely, like medium to full-bodied red blend. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting local. Come out, have some flights, have some bites, bring your friends. Be safe. I'll see y'all next week.